AR-15s and night vision and I don't know, whatever else the SWAT team has, dogs, and got the guns now that go around the corner. It's the craziest thing. It's like there's a little video camera. You point the gun, you put your pistol on the end of the rifle, and the rifle pretty much collapses 180 degrees, and you put it around the corner, and you're looking sideways, and you just squeeze the trigger, and voila. It's the craziest thing. So I should get that app. Anyway, so you got the SWAT team, and they're gunning everybody, but they're good. So it's okay, because if everything was even, the enemy would rise up, and it would be bad. And the same thing with countries. You have to have these countries that are bad be out weaponed, to coin a phrase. If all the enemies have the same weapons we have, it's gonna be a nightmare. It's bad enough Russia has it. Gaddafi, he didn't have nuclear weapons. That's why he was polite as could be. It was Larry Elder was saying it. He knew that America's knocking at the door, so okay, here's my chemical weapons. So we said thank you. We put them in Tennessee. He said, all right, I'll pay everybody back for the bomb that was on that Pan Am flight in Lockerbie. He paid reparations for that. He was polite as could be. But I guarantee you, if he had nuclear weapons, he would be like, hey man, stupid America, you really want to do this? And then they would keep on doing what Kim-jeong-hoon is doing. So yeah, it's I think if this gives us an excuse to go in there and take out his nuclear arsenal, I don't think it's the worst thing. It's scary. The markets may be affected, but how much more are they going to be affected when they do? And think about it. This isn't maybe. It's not a matter of if, it's when. And now imagine, he will be the craziest person to have a nuclear weapon. And and once they get that, then they're going to start miniaturizing the nuclear weapons, and then you're going to have other problems. So it's like they just need to be stopped as long as they can be stopped, and eventually the world has to come together, because if we don't start having only sane people, there's look at technology. Technology is not slowing down, and these weapons are going to get easier to make, faster. Everything that is going to help you to not sleep at night. That's why I'm one of the reasons why I'm glad I'm a Christian, because if you think of everything on just the terms that we're dealing with, I mean, if 10 years ago the iPhone didn't exist, so you don't think that 15 years from now that your 7th grader is going to have access to something that's a weapon of mass destruction? You say, oh no, it's crazy, but I mean, it could be we're all flying in our stupid automated cars that fly, and somebody's going to be able to flip a switch and shut off Google, and we're all going to crash and kill many people. I mean, I don't know what it is, but we have to start winning people over. If not, what they say, if you can't clean the fish pond, you're going to have to just go fishing, and have enough good people to where we can sustain it. Because if all we're trying to do is keep things away from the bad people, that's a scary world. I mean, gosh, my anxiety is going up just talking about it. But this is where we're at. We have to do what is in front of us, and do what we know. And this is what we know. He's trying to get to the point where he could lob a nuclear weapon at anybody. And I was thinking, what would be crazy is a lot of his missiles that he's testing, he launches, and in good fashion, they do a 180 and they come back down on the tarmac. And wouldn't that be crazy if he put a weapon on the the warhead on one of these weapons? So it had a nuclear weapon on there, and let's say they're going to test it in whatever, and they launched it and turned around and landed, and they couldn't hit a kill switch or something. And the other thing too is we plant a lot of bugs in people's missiles. I know what is it? Israel, when Iran was testing a weapon and the weapon went awry, it was because we pretty much put a bug in their software, and that could be something that they have to worry about too. If they put all these these missiles with warheads on there, if I was them, I would be worried about launching it, because a lot of things have to go right for that thing to escape the atmosphere and land on the enemy, and they don't have the best record, so that would be an interesting turn of events. We have and we take this country for granted. We have our our military is so ready for these kind of things, and thank God, we have the capabilities that we have now, and just if we just had one aircraft carrier, we would have ended any war in history just pretty much in a weekend. The countermeasures that we have for people that are coming to us now, whether it's a drone, we'll shoot it down with a laser, and they said the laser, it's like $1 per shot. Once you get it up and running, and pretty much just heats up whatever and destroys it. And I was thinking, it's like, and that's what they're telling us. I'm sure we're at the point to where we're going to be, it's going to be Star Wars all over again. I mean, I know we already have Star Wars, but I seen the satellite in Maui, but there's going to be a point where we're going to be literally shooting lasers at each other, and they ain't going to miss. Set it for stun. And it's an exciting thing. And I'm thinking, I just bought that Google Home, and you're almost going to have this these people listening to everybody, and just say, all right, if you say certain things or you do certain things, we're going to have to stop you. And it's just I wonder if that's why we're doing it, because you figure, if you got nothing to hide and there's only certain trigger words that set things off, it's all automated, why not? Why not protect ourselves against that kid that's going to be able to produce something that's going to hurt a lot of people. And the stuff's out there, and you got Trump that's kind of stepping in office, and I do hate the fact that he's proud. I always worried about when I remember it was Yeltsin that was proud, and Yeltsin had a drinking problem. Trump doesn't drink, but I'm thinking, Bible says proud will fall, and that's my biggest caveat. I know there's other issues, but if we can get past that, as we're talking about the unemployment and these other numbers, and on as far as defense goes, it may be a good thing to be, and maybe proud is a word that I'm throwing around. Maybe there's a better word, and I think if you have that resolve, it radiates. Other countries pick up on it, and they're not going to push you. The problem I did have with Obama was when he was saying, and I don't not like the guy. I mean, he's probably a great guy, but when he was talking about essentially being friends with other countries, Well, a lot of times if you're friends with another country, they're going to say, yeah, hey, buddy, yeah, buddy, old pal. But then they're going to turn to the right and say, okay, how's our nuclear program coming along? Yeah, great. Yeah, America, go Dodgers, And then, so are the centrifuges still spinning? So it's one of those things to where I don't necessarily think that being liked worked out in our best interest. The ISIS and Al Qaeda and everybody else grew, or at least ISIS did. I don't know if there's any Al Qaeda left, but I was thinking too, with all the bombing that we did, I wonder if we did a flyover, if it would look like the movie Holes, where they just dug a bunch of holes in the desert somewhere, because I'm thinking it's not that big of a country, and we're flying, like at one point it was like hundreds and hundreds of sorties a day. I'm thinking, is there any buildings left? I mean, they didn't even start out with a lot of buildings, it wasn't like Dubai. This is these little mud huts and just bomb. It's crazy. So anyway, I think Trump may have the right temperament, whether you like it or not, because he's upsetting people, and I think that these other countries know that Trump has issues, and so they don't need they don't. It's almost like they feel sorry for the guy. If John Tesh walks in the room, people are gonna make fun of him, because he can sing. He's a double threat. But if a handicapped person comes in the room, nobody makes fun of him because they don't feel threatened by him. And I think again, if he's got his issues, he's got his hands full. It's like they don't need to tempt them. So it may in this case work out well. And hey, if we could take out a couple nuclear sites that they have, nuclear plants. Why not? And I'm sure we know where they're at. I'm sure they leave a signature of what one would need, probably by the ocean. It's probably, who knows, but I think if we're not good at anything else, we're great at spying. This will all play out, and we're going to hear, every mention of it, via the way Trump tweets everything, it's going to be interesting. But I think that we should, at a certain point, okay, now that we decided to do this, we should look at it as, okay, this is America, Guam is part of America. That's our jurisdiction, so to speak. I've been there once. It's a great place, and the people there they're good people. They're just talking to the taxi driver. They just want to have a good life like everybody else. I asked them, hey, where can I go to, can I get a 6-pack and just drink on the beach? He's all, heck yeah. He's all, I'll wait for you. And he just sat in the car, and I hung out, and these are real people. It's not some island full of robots. And I think when Trump says, hey, I will defend these people, it makes me feel good as an American. With all the bad, believe me, these people, they don't want rhetoric. They don't want something signed by a crazy person. They want somebody to punch that crazy person in the face so he cannot be a threat any longer. All right, guys, we'll talk at you later.